Okay, this tutorial is really more of a text tutorial, text and paragraph tutorial. I'm not gonna do some illustration today, but we're gonna do some text, which is very important, especially when you're a graphic designer, when you're doing brochures or flyers or posters or a sign. So anyway, if you click on the text tool and say, for example, we're doing a title, say sample. Okay, so I'm gonna enlarge it, and okay, I'm just going to change it to okay, to sample for black. Okay, now there is a technique. So this one, you can see the spacing here between between the letters. We can change that by simply clicking on to the shape tool. Okay, this one, or F10, and you see this icon here. If I mouse over that one and I'm gonna click and drag it to the right side, see how the spacing becomes more? Okay, so that's how you do it. If you click on this one, it makes it changes the spacing of the letters. Okay, so I'll put it back like that. Okay, now I'll talk about paragraph. Okay, so I have some words in my clipboard, so I'll just go paste here. Okay, since we're doing a paragraph, so you have to create a paragraph text like what I just done. Okay, click, and then that's the paragraph text, and I go paste, and I go back to my selection tool, and I'll make it say 24 points. 24 points. Okay, so that's fine. Now what if my clients wants to have a double space in here? I'm not gonna hit on enter to make double space. So a shortcut key, or the shortcut method in doing that, is when you click on the paragraph text, again click on your shape tool and see this one. Okay, let's move this over here. If I move this down, the spacing of the lines would change. See? Okay, so that's how you do it. So click on your shape tool, and this one changes the spacing of your lines of the words, the lines in every word. Okay, and then this one here is changing the spacing of the letters. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now the next thing that we have to talk about is the superscript and subscript. So for example, I'm doing H2O, which is water, right? But the 2 here, that's not the right one. Okay, because 2 should be a subscript. So you click on the text itself, and then you go to your shape tool, and you see this one, two, three. I got 3. I call it nodes. Those squares, small squares, those are nodes. If I choose this square, then I can change this property of the square without changing this 2 here. So if I want to make it bigger, I will just go smaller, and I say, for example, I want 100 points. That's Or I'll go 200 points. That's it, right? So we'll just leave it at 100 points. I think we there. Okay. Now we want this to make a superscript. So still in the shape tool. Okay. So I'm going to make a crossing window and choosing that particular node, and then in here I have an option of superscript, right, or subscript. Okay. So that's superscript or subscript, and that's it. Or you can go back to superscript if you want. Okay, so say for example, I'm going to put in square foot, right, or 2 squared. Yes, 2 squared. Okay, so I'm just going to do shape tool, and then crossing window on 2, this node here, and go like that. Okay, or say CO2. Oops, 2. Okay, subscript or superscript. Okay, so let's go back to that one. Now in going back to the shape tool again, which is really good because when you click on the shape tool and when you're in text, you can isolate one one letter. So for example, I want this color blue. Okay, I want this colored red or this colored green. So you can make it individual for the properties. Okay, now let's go to how about spacing between words? Okay, now what if I want to, you know, spacing here, spacing there? Okay, if I try to click on your shape tool and I try to move this one, okay, you notice this one, the space between the words doesn't change. It's only the space between the characters that change. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, in your keyboard, you hold on shift. Okay, hold on shift, then move this to the right side. See, the spacing of the words changed. Okay, so that's the shortcut. So hold on shift and then move it to the right side. That changes the spacing of the words, because if I don't hold on shift, okay, the spacing between the words doesn't change. It's only the spacing between the characters that changed. So I think that's it for now. So that's a very short tutorial, but I know that's important, especially when you're doing like flyers or brochures, or if you want to do some effects on your letters or characters, you want to space it out. So that's it. So the secret is the shape tool here.